r/ask Reddit. What do people waste money on that amazes you? Cause they can't afford as a social status symbol. Take overpayment search on any city's Craigslist is gold though. Whenever I feel bad about a choice I made, I head over there and feel better about my spending. I'll remember this the next time I blow $20 on lunch. Buying expensive appliances on credit with a high interest rate. My wife and I went out to buy a washing machine the other day. The price nearly doubled if we wanted to pay over 12 months. Duck that. We will just save up for a few months and buy it outright. I was going to buy a new PC on credit until I saw the interest total, so I got a credit card with an 18-month interest-free period and paid it off way before that. Paid no interest on it at all. I did the same thing when I bought a new mattress. 6 months interest free. Paid off the whole thing in that time so I didn't have to pay interest. Those are traps as well. If you can pull it off and not miss a payment, good on you. They are banking on people forgetting just once. And the terms of the contract usually state that interest accrues from day one even if you are 1 day late with your last payment. Oh, I'm sure. I just had it set to auto withdrawal every month for 6 months. It was over a year ago and it worked out great for me. I wouldn't recommend it for anyone who can't build something like that into their budget though. Rent a center, errands, and the like. No, an iPad is not worth $3,600. Especially if it gets repoed after you miss a single payment and also because it'll be ducking obsolete by the time you pay it off. How would you feel to be the iPad repo guy? iPad repo dude. Open up, I know the iPad isn't there. Credit card interest. I know a bunch of people who are so shocked by their high interest rates. They thought it was like an interest-free loan to yourself and then are surprised when making teeny payments doesn't do anything. My wife does this. We have a substantial amount in savings, but she'll still toss a $1,700 tuition charge on a card. Not tell me about it. We both maintain our own credit cards, then get upset when I got annoyed about the sudden interest charges affecting the budget. Just pull it out of the savings account and pay the ducking card. But what if we need the money? We have plenty. 2. We have excellent credit. Either of us can go grab a low-rate unsecured loan in a few minutes, which would be cheaper than that ducking card's interest. So I started taking it out of her pocket money account in the budget. That stopped it pretty quickly. I'll duck your wife. Not keeping track of or not using monthly paid subscriptions. Spotify account that you forgot you had. Gym membership that you use once, etc. It's unbelievable to me that people just aren't aware of something they're being billed for on a regular basis. Funny story. A few years ago my mom's card was being billed by Netflix for 3 different accounts. We all used one account and it was $11.99 at the time to allow for 4 screens at once. One of my younger siblings made another account and another made another account and just forgot the password. I had to go deactivate 2 accounts by calling technical supports. Really nice people by the way. Guilty of this. Subscribed to the Creative Suite for a year because I thought I would use it a lot. Turns out I paid $240 just to use Photoshop 3 times. Lesson learned. Impatience. Save up for the thing you want first, then buy it with the credit card. Then make a payment on the credit card with the money you'd already set aside. With just a little patience, you can build your credit history and get the thing you want for 0 additional cost. Hell, you can even get paid to build your credit history if you get a rewards card. Impatience and impulse buying. People being bad with money keep the economy going. Doesn't mean you should screw yourself over for the economy. Expensive designer/brand clothes for toddlers. My boss just got his 3-year-old a pair of Nike Air Maximum. The kid's gonna outgrow them in like a month. And he doesn't give a shit about brands. He's 3. Completely agree. I have seen authentic Converse on babies who don't even walk. Kids grow ridiculously fast and they usually don't give a damn what they're wearing. They just want to play. Breaks my heart when I see little girls dressed up like princesses gazing longingly at the other kids playing happily. But of course mommy won't let them ruin their $50 dress. So sad. Okay, but little kids Converse are adorable and they're only like $20. Which is like $3 more than a store brand. Kid stuff is never cheap. I bought Converse for my best friend's toddler. I don't even like kids, but damn did he look cute in his full photo shoot. The people who spend thousands a month on Facebook or congregate type games. I'm an avid video game player, but yeesh. Get some value for your bucks. There was an article done on this Wales. High income earners who spend thousands on mobile and FB games. For a lot of them, staying in for the night and dropping 200-300 on Clash of Clans or whatever is cheaper than going out for the evening with their social circle. Strange as hell for sure, but I don't have that money either. Single ply toilet paper. Spend the extra $2 you animals. Bars. I mean, once a week 2 weeks is fine. But people that are up there several days a week, running up big tabs every night, F that noise. That used to be me. I love going to bars and hanging out with my friends, but holy duck is it expensive. I changed my way significantly after downloading my transaction history for 2014 and realizing how much I spent at bars. It was more than 1/3 of my gross income. It was the same for me and my wife with eating out. We had gone on a pretty good kick of cooking eating at home, and then we just started going out more. $30 here, $45 there. By the end of a month it was a lot. Like more than our mortgage. A lot. Now we have a newborn and we're actually saving money overall because we cook and eat at home all the time right now. Even with buying a million diapers. Cigarettes. The family members who are constantly broke and asking for money are the same ones who smoke 2 packs a day. I don't get it. No one in our family smokes and we still broke af. Start smoking. You'll be so broke your account will loop over and you'll be rich. I'm not a smoker, but I am a fairly heavy drinker. I discovered that I drink to fill my time. Sure, being drunk is an addictive feeling for me, but I drink mainly because I have nothing better to do. I started reading more. Started playing board games, video games, guitar. It has been a couple weeks since I've had an alcoholic drink. I used to drink every day. We all need things to fill our time. And if we can't find anything to do so, at least getting drunk or getting a nicotine buzz is something that makes the boredom more bearable. My friends that always say we are so broke, we can't do such and such. The wife gets weekly eyelash extensions. They probably don't want to do such and such and don't value it as much as the weekly eyelash extensions. Weddings. Don't get me wrong. I think having a wedding event is important and sharing that with friends and family is great. But there is so much unnecessary excess that goes into it. And people feel so pressured to Pinterest the shit out of the event that it loses its meaning. It ends up costing so much money that it delays other things like buying a house, traveling, kids, etc. Caterers, florists, DJs etc. will also charge more for weddings than other events. Someone on here said that's because with a wedding, there's more pressure for everything to be perfect, but it still seems like kind of a rip-off. Used to work in a cinema and it amazed me how much stuff people would leave behind once the film was over. I'm talking the vast majority of a large popcorn or large drink. Sometimes a Baskin-Robbins tub would still have most of it in. Melted obviously. There would also be full and opened packs of chocolate, sweets, crisps, sometimes unopened drinks. One of the reasons people preferred working on floor rather than concessions was you'd often find stuff to eat when you were cleaning the auditoriums between performances. Having worked there for years, I definitely learned to respect why prices are high, so I have no problem with people paying cinema snack prices. But so many people seem to just buy certain snacks when they clearly don't want them. If you've had about 3 pieces of a large bag of popcorn, you clearly didn't really want popcorn and just liked the idea of having popcorn. Same goes for people who turn up with bulging bags full of snacks. You're watching a 2-hour film, not camping in the woods for a weekend. Sometimes I'll go watch a film and not eat or drink anything at all. Or I'll just take in a drink because I like something to sip while I'm watching a film. If I feel like a snack, I'll get something, but if not I won't. I certainly wouldn't pay £8 for a popcorn and drink combo only to barely touch any of it. Wait, you mean there are people who don't finish their snacks before the trailers have ended? It amazes me. I can easily twat a tray of nachos or a bag of Maltesers before the film has even started, yet there are people who can't finish a regular soft drink in 2+ hours. When I worked for Dish Network, I couldn't understand some customers paying for the adult movies. I'm talking an extra $200 plus a month in just porno. Get an old Sears catalog, you savages. What do you mean my balance is still $300? I just mailed in my monthly payment. Mom, your monthly payment is $200 and you're only sending $100 a month. I want an extension. I can't afford food, electricity, or my house payment because of how expensive my bill is. Mom, Disney Channel is not more important than actually feeding, clothing, or providing shelter for your kids. Source: former Dish call center rep. Me. Waste a whole lot of money eating out for work lunch instead of just waking up a bit earlier and preparing something at home. It's stupid, but I'm getting better. $Starbucks. Ugh. Worked there for 5 years. There are regular customers who come in twice a day, every day, and spend $5.06 on a drink. I had one who would get 2 venti mochas and a venti mocha frap, all for himself, every single day. How many calories is that? Some of those drinks are goddamn loaded. Webcam girls. You know there's an infinite amount of porn out there. For free, right? I still watch, but I've never given them money, but it amazes me how much money guys shell down for these girls who literally at times do nothing. I know some go farther than others, but I've literally seen webcam shows where girls just talk fully clothed and guys still give them money. Loneliness is a powerful thing. College, when you don't know what you wanna do at all. Whoa, IDK, what I wanna do. Might as well get some debt. Woo. When I was in school, teachers would roll their eyes at you and crack a McDonald's fry joke if you weren't dead set on university. America seems to shun finding yourself if you haven't already found yourself. If you don't go to school, you're deadbeat. And if you go and have no idea why, at least you're working towards a future. I had lots of people in my life tell me just get that paper. I went to college despite not having the slightest clue what I wanted to do. Had panic attacks and severe depression with suicidal thoughts, and eventually dropped out because I never figured out what I wanted to do and ended up $16,000 in debt after just 2 years. My dad was cool about it, but my mom thinks I'm a failure, and my stepdad completely shunned me and won't speak to me or even be anywhere in the same room with me. Oh well, I'm down to $8,000 and my mental health is much better now, but it was still a huge waste of money and time when you couldn't decide on a major brand name over-the-counter drugs. Advil is the same as ibuprofen. Benadryl is the same as diphenhydramine. Advil PM is just the combination of the two. Save yourself some money and just buy generics. If you're not sure what the generic is, just read the label and find the active ingredient. Go to get that good CVS or Equate brand. Actually, I used to work for the company that made about 85% of the generics at the time. Don't know the percentage now. Costco, Walmart, CVS, Target, you name it. All the same company. They didn't make any name brand that you would recognize. Just generics at all the big name stores. The drugs were very high quality and they had a lot of scientists on staff to ensure dosage and efficacy. No need to pay for name brands. New phones. I mean, I can understand if your phone is busted or outdated, like you've got the iPhone 4 and want to upgrade to the iPhone 7. I just don't get why people get the iPhone 7 and then immediately get the iPhone 8 a year later. And don't get me wrong, I'm not ragging on Apple users specifically, that's only an example. People to do the same thing with any line of popular smartphone. It seems like a total waste of money to me, especially considering the differences between generic smartphone 10 and generic smartphone 11 are pretty minimal. I sorely regret trading in my perfectly functioning Note 4 2 summers ago for the Note 7. After all the recalls were done, I was pissed and just wanted the 4 back, which was of course not possible. I wound up with this S7 Edge. Now don't get me wrong, I like the S7 Edge, and I'm going to hang on to it for as long as I can. No more expensive latest and greatest upgrades for me, and when this one does have to be replaced, I'll buy the newest used refurbed phone I can find and pay outright for. Homeopathic medicine. Yeah, that celery salt is really going to help with that cancer. Loot crates. Decorative plates. There is probably $5,000 worth of them at my parents' place. I will never understand. They'll be worth something someday, and I want something to leave to my kids. Every grandparent ever, apparently. Our receptionist stops every morning at Dunkin' Donuts to buy our toasted bagel. She doesn't make very much money. Why doesn't she just buy our sleeve of bagels from the grocery store and toast them at home? I may be jumping to conclusions, but I think this is one of the things that people with a decent financial situation, lots of friends and a healthy social life can never fully comprehend. There are times in a lonely, challenging, difficult life where entering a store on your way to work, saying hi to Betty or Tom, who then hands you a treasured luxury, is a way to keep a semblance of control and asserting dignity that may seem to you like $2 but to the person doing it, worth $1 million. Could also be your receptionist wants it warm and fresh baked. Pretty much this. I'm homeless and living in my car, and I'm sure people would think me spending $2 on a hot coffee every day is bullshit. I can fill up a bottle with free water at the library and nearby college, but I can feel like a human being on their way to a normal life when I go get that coffee. Microtransactions in full-priced games. I understand in F2P and DLC content, microtransactions can go and get ducked, and so are people who support it. Thanks for ducking up future games for us. Cost stereo systems worth more than the vehicle they drive. My sound system was about $1,200. The car I put it in cost me $20,000. But if that car broke and I had to get by with a $500 car, you can bet your ass I am still putting that sound system in it. Fixed odds betting terminals. Those Earth beach balls because it should be a frisbee. Those energy bands. Seemed like every middle schooler wore them. Tattoos. I know people who can't afford to buy their kids winter coats, but get a new tattoo every couple months. WTF. Shoes. As a girl, it's a common stereotype that is taken lightly that we spend so much money on shoes, but I never understood it. I have 3 pairs I wear on a daily basis. Gym shoes, flats and boots. However, I know guys that literally have 100 pairs of Jordans and girls with 50 pairs. Some of the same shoe but a different color. And yes, I understand the desire to match outfits and such. Shoes are costly, however. I was mad I had to drop $50 on my gym shoes. Yet, it amazes me people will gladly drop $100s to $1,000s of dollars on pairs of shoes. Some just to say they have them. Some Magic the Gathering cards. Don't get me wrong, I play the game too. But unless you play in tournaments and compete to be the best, I feel like bragging that you have a $964 deck is just screaming addiction and poor money management. Pet spas. Our local dog grooming place offers a blueberry facial treatment as part of the services. My husband's expression when he read the invoice was well worth the extra $5. Whoa, you made it to the end? You're a ducking beast. I'll cut you a deal. Smash like and subscribe for more curated content, bruh. It's free and that's a great price.